full A+ലേക്കുള്ള വഴി ഇനി തനിയെ തുറക്കാം. Subscribe to the ENCLAPS channel. Ring the bell button and open success. It's that easy.
Hooray! Our Chimbo is so happy today and he is pouring out his happiness, singing and dancing. Even I felt like dancing to the tunes of his song. The feeling was overwhelming, but that's how songs are. The sheer magic of music. Songs are our constant companion. They at times speak to us and silence us. They sway and soothe us. Yes, songs are not just part of mere entertainment. They cure us and soothe us miraculously. But is that all? Let's listen to this song.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, oh, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that some will soon need could change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children.
How about this song? Was that inspiring? How about this one?
Together we reach for the sky. It's not about winning, it's all about playing the game. From the east, from the west, each of us trying our best, chasing a dream, burning to follow the flame. Bang the drum a little louder, so the whole world can hear, the whole world can hear. Sing the song a little louder, so the whole world can hear, the whole world can hear.
Hey, wasn't that truly motivating? Wow, songs do multitasking. Sometimes entertaining, inspiring, motivating, and triggering thoughts, and thereby being didactic at times. That's cool. Hey, what about song as anthems? Yes, then they become so rousing and uplifting for a particular group or a cause. Would you like to listen to such a song?
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
How was that? Do you want to know the singer? He is Bob Dylan, the American singer and songwriter. That was Bob Dylan, one of the prominent musicians of the United States of America. The song Blowing in the Wind has been described as the anthem of the 1960s civil rights movement. Shall we take a deep dive into the song to know more about it? Let's begin by listening to the first stanza once again.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Dylan's song describes how the things happening around the world pains him deeply. That was the century when discrimination based on color and origin existed. Basic human rights were denied. And above all, the harrowing air of war was raging everywhere. In such a critical situation, he asked several questions to his fellow human beings. It seems everyone knows the answer to his simple questions, yet they are ignoring reality. In the very first line, the singer describes the road of life of man from which he gains experience. He is actually hinting at the events that occurred during the early 20th century. People had seen the tragedies of the world, yet they failed to learn the lesson. In the following lines, Diane introduces something. Oh, that was a dove. The dove, a symbol of peace. But it is restless, waiting to land on the sand. The dove has sailed over many seas. It means it has seen many things, just like the man who is walking down the road. It's waiting for a peaceful sand to rest itself. The cause of all the restlessness is conveyed in the lines that follow. Dylan wonders how long the cannonballs must fly before they are banned forever. It is definitely a reference to the world wars. Oh, they were so destructive. The thought about wars aches my head. Now, the singer asks a lot of questions and he says that the answer is to all his questions is already there. But it can be felt only by the person who is willing to grasp the truth and work on it. Let's get back to the second stanza of the song.
Yes, and how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? Yes, and how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head, pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
The song is truly so touching and melodious, isn't it? Through a series of questions, the singer creates a highly inspiring mood. The second stanza begins with a reference to the theme of impermanence. Dylan depicts the mountain that is being continuously washed by the sea currents. So, as per nature's law, one day it will not be there at its place. It will be washed away by the sea. Mountains actually symbolize the rigid traditionalism and beliefs of Americans with regard to color and race. How sad is that? In the following lines, the singer asks a series of questions to readers. This question deals with racism or discrimination against a section of society. If such things go on, one day these people too are going to lose their ground. If they are not allowed to be free, their future will be like a mountain that is continuously washed by the sea. People have seen all the brutalities with their fellow human beings, but they have not spoken a word for them. Not even tried to stop these things. They have the eyes to see, but they turn their head. In that case, what's the use of eyes if one fakes blindness? This stanza also ends with the same refrain just like the previous stanza. Hey, it's time to listen to the rest of the song. What more is the singer trying to convey?
Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, and how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Oh, the song is simply awesome and inspiring. The third stanza metaphorically points to the sky. The sky, that is a symbol of freedom. In the first two lines, Dylan presents an image of a person who is trying to look up at the sky. He ironically asks the readers how many times a man has to look up before he can see the sky. This line can be a reference to a person who is denied of his basic rights. He tries to look up at the sky with the hope that one day he will be freed from his suffering. Then, again, Tyron talks about the submissive attitude of the people around him. He asks them how many years they require to listen to the sufferings of others. Their deliberate ignorance of the sufferings of their fellow beings is the root cause of all the evils. That's so easy to ignore the plight of others and secure ourselves in our safe cocoons. But that isn't humane. The world wars have claimed the lives of many, and so has racism. Even after seeing all this, a large section of the society keeps silent. And we all know that silence is the worst enemy of humankind. So, the answer to all his questions is around us. If we have the eyes to see, ears to hear, heart to feel, and a mind of thought and care, we can definitely realize what is the need of the moment. Dear children, that was a wonderful song. A song of protest, a plea for eradication of injustice and inequality, an anthem to evoke the sense of fight for the basic rights. And the song wonderfully does the job. That's mark the end of the session and the song. May songs continue to inspire and motivate you in your path of life.
3 ലക്ഷത്തിലേറെ വരുന്ന ചോദ്യോത്തരങ്ങൾ ഏറ്റവും കുറഞ്ഞ ചിലവിൽ സ്വന്തമാക്കുവാൻ ഉടൻ തന്നെ ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്യൂ എൻക്ലാപ്സ് ദ ലേണിംഗ് ആപ്പ്.